Corporations' financial services businesses are operating in an environment of intense change, which in turn is driving the need for us to change. Technology is the primary force behind much of it. That our clients and our distribution partners expect to be served digitally is a given. But technology is also changing the way products are being conceived, developed, and delivered. Technology is enabling new business models, leading to multiple new entrants who are targeting specific parts of the value chain in the financial services industry. Many of these so-called fintech startups will never achieve scale, but some of them will, and collectively they are nonetheless forcing incumbents like ourselves to invest heavily while contributing to a general downward pressure on pricing. So one consequence of these changes is the need for us to make large investments in people, processes, and technology, which is resulting in expense growth well above our historical levels. Now, while this is occurring, ever-increasing regulatory requirements are also contributing to higher operating and governance costs. And just to make things even more fun, we still have weakness in global economic demand following the financial crisis, which has resulted in monetary authorities keeping interest rates at historically low levels, which is putting pressure on clients' investment returns and putting pressure on our own investment returns on our balance sheet investments that support our insurance products, which puts additional pricing pressure and margin pressure. So lots of headwinds going on. In spite of this, the corporation announced record earnings in 2015, following record earnings in 2014. So we are managing to grow our earnings, notwithstanding these powerful headwinds. Looking at it another way, however, these powerful forces are overwhelmingly positive for individuals, whether they are using financial services through the service of a financial advisor, whether they're dealing directly with a financial institution, or whether they're dealing with an employer-sponsored program. Clients are gaining greater access to information, they're getting greater understanding of their options, they're getting greater transparency around the cost and the benefits and the level of risks associated with different choices. This is good for individuals, it's good for society, and it's good for the long-term health of our industry. Technology will increase access to financial advice in its various forms to make it available to more members of society, and it will increase the effectiveness and productivity of financial advisors. So how are our companies approaching these major forces that are affecting our business? The single word I would use to describe is embracing. I think any other response would prevent us from taking advantage of the opportunities that are being created, and there are many, and would ultimately result in the long-term demise of our business. So across our businesses, you will be witnessing major investments with a goal of exceeding client expectations, meeting competitive threats, and meeting regulatory requirements. We are enhancing the digital capabilities within our existing businesses, and we're developing new product and service offerings. We are also active, as you may have seen, in the so-called fintech space. We're investing a relatively limited amount of capital to profit from such innovation, but just as importantly, to inform the decisions we're making in our incumbent businesses. Now, fortunately, for several decades, our group has pursued a strategy of seeking market leadership positions in all of the markets where we operate, rather than spreading ourselves thinly across many geographies. And market leadership provides us with scale, brands, and millions of clients in a given market. And scale, brands, and strong client relationships will ultimately determine who prevails in this industry. So we believe we will emerge with much stronger businesses, assuming that we continue to deliver competitive products, that we attract and retain great people, and we make the appropriate commitment to technological change. So we will continue to focus on building businesses with leading market positions, both by growing organically as well as by looking to acquire other players in the industry, as we have done historically. So with that as a backdrop, let me describe our strategy, and it's the strategy we've been pursuing for many years. So I could have said this 10 years ago, and it would have been true just about to the word. We are focused upon what are called the financial accumulation, decumulation, and protection markets. What that really means is we help people prepare and manage their retirement We provide them with financial protection for life's expected and unexpected events, such as health issues, such as disability, such as living longer than they expected, or death. As I said, our strategy is to create leadership positions in all of our markets. In all of our businesses, we're currently a market leader, or we have a strategy to become a market leader. We've chosen to concentrate on a limited number of geographic markets, as I said, that being Canada, the US, the UK, and Ireland. They're our principal markets. And we follow an active governance model with the long-term individuals from Power being on the boards of our subsidiary companies, which we think allows greater informed decision-making and is a competitive advantage for us. We're extremely long-term in our orientation, with a view of growing and building our businesses over decades, not years. And finally, we never lose sight of the fact that we make long-term promises to people, 40, 50-year promises. Our clients entrust their financial futures to us, and so we manage our affairs with prudence and caution so that we can deliver on our promises. In closing, I started the presentation talking about the changes going on in financial services, and I used the word embracing to describe how our group is responding to the many changes going on in the industry. We are investing heavily in people, in processes, and in technology in order to meet the changing client demands, new competitive business models, and heightened regulatory requirements. And we're doing so in an environment of low investment yields and uncertain financial conditions. But we face the future from a position of strength and optimism. We are market leaders in almost all of our businesses, and the financial strength of our companies are amongst the very highest in their industries globally. We have 30 million client relationships across our group. The products and services we provide are vital to the long-term well-being of our clients and our country. Our country is where we do business. So the changes going on in our business are ultimately good for clients and good for our industry. So we firmly believe that by putting our clients' best interest in our vision and in all of our activities, we will navigate the many changes that we're facing and emerge with even stronger businesses in the future.